Okay, so let's continue with our discussion for two-way ANOVA. So we have discussed the basic principles or the basic components of a one-way ANOVA and a two-way ANOVA. Okay, so let's look at an example for a two-way ANOVA. Okay, so based on this, okay, so let's just take this as an example. Okay, so assuming that we are going to do a two-way ANOVA, and for this one, we have two factors. Okay, an experiment. We are doing an experiment consisting of two factors. Okay, which is A. It is time of heating. Okay, so let's give an objective for this study. Okay, we want to determine the effects of heating time and temperature, okay, on the, for example, antioxidant capacity of an herb. For example, let's just take misal kucing. Okay, just an example. Okay, so we have time of heating. Okay, and for time of heating, okay, so the levels are 0, 1 hour, and 2 hours. Okay, and then we also have temperature of heating, which is over here. You can see over here. I'm taking this as an example, which is 60, 70, and 80 degrees C, for example. Okay, so when we do this, and then so the temperature, the treatment, for this experiment, will be, because this is a two-factor experiment, so the treatments will be a combination of the levels. Okay, so we have two factors. The first factor is time of heating, second factor is temperature of heating, and for each of the factor we have 3 levels, 0, 1, and 2 hours. For temperature we have 60, 70, and 80 degrees C. So the treatments will be a combination of the different levels. Okay, so for example, like for the time of heating for 0, and then we have 60. Okay, C. I'll just put it simply like that. Okay, 0. Oops, sorry. Okay, 0, and then 70 C. We also have 0. Okay, and 80 C. Sorry, 80 C. Okay, and then we will also have 1 at 60 C. Okay, we will also have 1 at 70 C. We will also do a 1 at 80 C. Oops. Okay, and then we will also have 0 at we will also have 2 at 60 C, and then we also have 2 at 70 C, and we will also have 2 at 80 C. Okay, so these are our treatments. Okay, so these are our treatments. The treatments for more than one factor experiments, the treatments will always be a combination of the different levels. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 treatments. Okay, so when we want to do a two-way ANOVA, okay, we input it inside the software. Okay, in this case it is a SPSS, and then we will get, okay, an output like this. Okay, looking at this output, okay, so let's look at the ANOVA. This is the ANOVA table first. Okay, so based on this ANOVA table, okay, we can see that time, this is the time, then it is significantly different, meaning the time significantly affects, okay, the antioxidant capacity, the time of heating. Okay, temperature also significantly different, meaning that the heating temperature significantly affects the antioxidant capacity. And then this is the interaction between time and temperature, and it is also significantly different. When we say that there is a significant interaction between time and temperature, meaning that the effect of time is dependent on the temperature, and vice versa, that is, the effect of temperature also is dependent on the time. Okay. Okay, after that, because it is significantly different, then we do a multiple means comparison test or a post hoc. Okay, so we do first for time. Okay, remember that our time is 0, 2, 1, and 2. So when we do the post hoc for, or the MMCT for the factor time, then the output gives us, okay, 0 and 2 hours in the same column, meaning that there are no significant differences for between 0 and 2 hours of heating for antioxidant capacity. While for 1 hour of heating, okay, the mean is in another column. So meaning that there are significant difference between the mean of 0 and 1, and also between the means for 2 and also 1. Okay. Okay. Similarly for temperature, okay, we can see that we have 60, 70, and 80. Okay, for 60, it is within this column on its own, and 70 and 80 is within the same column. So this shows us that 60 is significantly different compared to the means antioxidant capacity for 70 degrees C and also for 80 degrees C. Okay. Okay, so what we can say from here is that, okay, what we can say from here is that, okay, when we heating at 0 and 2 degrees Celsius did not give any significant differences, but heating at 1 hour, okay, caused a significant increase, okay, and then a drop, significant drop. Okay. Similarly for temperature, then we can see that, okay, we can see that from here at 60 degrees C of heating, okay, we have this mean, and then when we increase the temperature, so the antioxidant capacity also increase from 41 to 47 significantly. But when we further increase to 80 degrees C, then there is no significant, any more significant increase, because both of this is in the same column. Okay. Okay, and then we want to look at the different, the significant interaction. Okay, so to determine the significant interaction, then we need to do a one-way ANOVA. Okay, of all the treatments. Okay, one-way ANOVA of all the treatments. Okay, so these are all the treatments, meaning that we want to compare between these 9 sets of data. Okay, between these 9 sets of data. So what we need to do is to do a one-way ANOVA, and assuming that for each of this combination, it is a different treatment on its own. Okay, so now when we do that and we have this kind of output, so you can see that now we have 1, Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 treatments. Okay, so 9 treatments. Each is a combination of the two factors. Okay, and then when we do that, you can see that there are significant differences between the 9. For which one, we do not know. For that, we need to do a multiple means comparison test, and based on what we have done, okay, the SPSS showed that, okay, so this mean is significantly different than this mean, etc. Okay, whereas where this is significantly lower than this significantly lower than this, okay, but because these two are in the same column, so these two are not significantly different from each other. Okay, and after we have done this, okay, like this one, then we can take this and then present it in a histogram like this one or in a table. Okay, and we should put the statistical notation so that we know, okay, readers will know what is the result of the statistical test. Okay, so now after you have done your data analysis, how do you conclude your statistics? Okay, first of all, we need to determine our confidence interval. Usually we use a 95%. Okay, so meaning that we are 95% confident, even though there is a 5% probability that our results are not really what it seems. Okay, so significant difference, meaning that if we have a significant difference, then meaning that 95% probability that it is different, but there is still a 5% probability that it is not different. Okay, but if we have we do not see a significant difference, then meaning that, okay, we do not have enough proof to say that it is different even though the means are different. So what we should do is to treat it as if it is not significant, it is not different. Okay, so it's not advisable for you to say that to describe the mean, then only say that it is not significantly different. Okay, for example, like you say that, okay, this mean is higher than that one, however, it is not significantly different, because we do not have enough proof to support what we are writing. So if it is not significantly different, just treat it as if it is not different. Okay.